Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. I'm on a mission to lose half my weight, which is about 150 pounds. Today is the 1st of January 2021. It's also my son's birthday, so we celebrated him this morning and last night. And in 15 minutes, it's whose birthday?
Mine!
Yay!
And who's getting all the presents?
Me!
Daddy!
Me!
What?
Me. No, you're not getting any. No. Can I open? Can I open?
Are you gonna open? Okay, show me. Oh! No! What did you do?
She saw the cork is coming off.
Happy New Year!
This one was stay up an extra hour.
Nice.
Thanks to
you. Oh, nice. Yes, so I wanted to talk about some of my goals for this year. My first goal is, like, all of my goals are to do more of the things that I love, make time for them, you know, not have time, but make time, because that's a thing. And photography is a big one on my list. I love photography, I love taking pictures of my kids, that makes me really happy. I love, you know, crawling around on the ground in the forest, taking macro pictures of, you know, I don't know, little sprouts or something. I love animals, like wild animals, deer, you know, all that. I like scenery, like beautiful, you know, mountains and stuff. I just love. And I kind of get stuck in a rut. So for the past 2 months that I've been vlogging on YouTube, I basically have 90% video now and no photos. So I want to get out of that rut and kind of find a balance, like 50-50 photography and videography. I have other social media. I have a blog that I've blogged for 15 years, I think, and I haven't posted there for like a month because I don't have any photos. Like, it was my son's birthday today, it's all video. I have one picture of him. So yeah, I gotta find balance, do more photography. And with that, I make photo books, like I scrapbook. I used to scrapbook with paper and, you know, eyelets and stamps and ink and like all this stuff. I thought digital scrapbooking was stupid. But that's before I had kids. Then I had kids and I'm like, I don't have time for this. I have so much scrapbooking stuff and no time to do it. Like, my goal, when I was scrapbooking, my goal was to have kids. Like, not to scrapbook, but I was so jealous of everyone that scrapbooked that had cute little kids to do layouts about. But when I finally had kids, I had 3 of them in 3.5 years, I didn't have time to scrapbook. I got rid of all that and I started making like photo books instead. So it's kind of a mix between scrapbooking and, it's called Project Life or something, but there's a lot of elements from scrapbooking, like pattern paper, text, stuff like that. I love having these, I love reading them. Like, I put little QR codes in so you can scan them to see a video of something. This was a video of the butterfly. You know, there's text, some headers and dates and stuff. So I love these very much. I just gotta take time. Like, this one is from 2017. I barely started 2018, so I'm a little behind, you may say. So I want to take more time for that. And as for photography, they all kind of tie in, I guess. I want to get out in the forest more. I bought a 150 to 600 lens, like a big zoom lens, this fall because I was so inspired by some people on Instagram and their beautiful pictures of like wild fox and moose and deer. So I'm like, I'm gonna go buy this lens, you know, thinking that just by buying it and putting it over there on my piano, I would somehow acquire these beautiful pictures. Yeah, didn't happen. Still haven't seen a fox or a moose or a deer this fall. So I actually have to take this lens, put it on my camera and go out there and find the stuff. So definitely gonna do that. My dog also loves the forest, so we should definitely spend more time out there. If I bring him, I guess I won't see any wild animals. So I'll have to mix and match a little bit, him or just by myself. Another thing that I want to get better at, that also ties into photography, is to photograph with flashes, like studio flashes. I got my first flashes 13, 14 years ago. And I know I took some pictures of myself, because there was only me back then, well, and my husband, but and through the years I've, you know, broken them out maybe once a year, if even maybe once every 2 years, taken some pictures, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So I want to deep dive into this and learn more about shadows and light and, you know, angles and where the light comes from and stuff like that. So a couple days ago I ordered, because I still have my old flashes, but we run different current here in Europe. So you guys are on 110 in the US and we're 220 volt here, so they won't work here. So I'm gonna trash them and buy new ones, unfortunately. So I'm excited for that to come in. We have 2 TV rooms. Who needs 2 TV rooms? Like a family that doesn't even watch TV barely. So here's our dining room I'm in. Over there is a TV room that unfortunately we have like too many like couches. We just stuffed furniture in there when we moved in here. So I'm somehow gonna clear it out a little bit, move stuff around, maybe pile the couches or something, so I can have a little studio and play around with that. And I'm hoping that my daughter will let me use her as a subject as I learn. I guess I'll use myself a little bit too, it's just harder. But that is definitely something I want to improve on. I'm hoping, I'm going to set a high goal here, but I'd like to grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers this year. And with that comes, you know, learning more about Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects. I'm pretty well versed in Adobe like Illustrator and Photoshop because I've used it for like decades. Wow, I'm so old and I can say that, but probably 20 years. Yeah, at least 20 years. But Premiere and After Effects is new to me, as you know, is videography. So I'm looking forward to learning more about that as well. I want to sew more. My whole dining room table behind the camera is full of fabric right now because I did make a new shirt for my son the other day. I'll post a picture. It didn't turn out quite as I wanted it, but he likes it and that's key, right? So I kind of, if you can see the guitar, the guitar on the back of him I picked that up from the fabric, so I made like a little fabric piecing to make that happen. He loves it. So, but I need to make another one because both my little and my big are asking for one now too, so I gotta make that. I'd like to make one for myself. So yeah, that's something else I want to make more time for. As for my weight loss, I want to continue on this journey I'm on. I need to keep reminding me why I'm here this time. It feels more real this time because I was this close to having a gastric sleeve or, you know, like weight loss surgery, bariatric surgery. I had filled out the paperwork. I had an appointment for the next Thursday. It was like in November, and I called and cancelled 2 days before, and I blamed it on Corona. I'm like, oh, it's getting worse again, I shouldn't be driving down there, but I wanted to buy myself some time. I didn't want to say definite no, because I wanted to see how the next, you know, couple months would go and stuff, so I just, you know, pushed it on the future. I said, I'll be back in touch in the spring, is what I said. So I'm petrified of doing that. Like, I know it's my last resort. If I can't do this on my own this time, I will get the surgery. But, you know, 3 to 7% of people get like complications. And as you know, as many people on the Facebook boards and stuff that are so happy with their operations that are still in the honeymoon phase. You know, they did it like 1 or 2 years ago. They've lost 150 pounds. They're static. But then there's also the people that, you know, don't know if they're going to live another year, that have had so many issues. And, you know, someone said 3 to 7%. I don't know how, I haven't really looked it up. But if someone gave me a bowl of M&Ms and they were like, you know, out of these 100, 3 to 7 of them are poison, like, would I take an M&M? You know, probably not. So I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be the time I do not quit, and I'm not gonna set like a weight goal. I'm just gonna go with it, and you know, just keep doing what I'm doing. It seems to be working right now, like calories in, calories out kind of thing. If I need to switch over to keto for a while, I will do that. If I might try OMAD, we'll see. But right now, I'm gonna stick to the calorie counting because it's working. And with the weight also comes exercise, and it's something I really struggle with. Cannot find anything that I like to do. But I'm thinking April, May, when it starts getting nicer here, when you can actually go out. I'm thinking of dragging the whole family with me to do a couch to 5K. So we'll see how that goes, because I'm pretty sure all my kids can outrun me right now, right? So I'm hoping that them and my husband will give it a shot. Something we can do together maybe. We'll see. If I could jog for like 10 minutes, that would be so cool. Maybe that should be my goal, a 10-minute jog. There's so many things. I want to be out in the forest more with my dog. Just go get out. Like in this country we have something called allemansrätten. It basically is the right to nature for everyone. So if you own forest, if you own land, you can't fence it off and forbid people from walking there, right? Like unless you have animals and you're fencing off a field because you have cows or something, that's fine obviously, but just like put a fence around your forest and put signs for people not to go into your forest, that's not a thing. So you can, like in the US I always felt restricted to like national parks or whatever, like I was always worried like whose land is this, whatever. Here you can go, you can camp, you can technically camp in someone's backyard. Like we have a little field here, someone could technically set up camp there for 3 days. Now there's also a thing called common sense, so people would do that, but if we wanted to go camp in someone's forest or on someone's, you know, bigger field or whatever, as long as we don't ruin a crop or, you know, leave trash and garbage or destroy, we can set up camp for 3 days or something, and like in, you know, wherever. So you can find a lake, you can find whatever, you just pop up your tent and you're good to go. So I really want to take more advantage of that and be out with the dog, just walk in the forest. It's good exercise too, man. I'm beat after like 15-minute tramping around in the uneven forest. So yeah, that's another goal. I want to play more music, so I can play a little bit of piano. I never got to take lessons. My stepsisters, both of them did, but when it was my turn, it was full or something, I couldn't get in. So my mom taught me some songs, like just by memory, when I was little. And I've kept playing ever since, like just memorizing songs little by little. Like I know what a C looks like, and then I count like C, D, E, F, but I could never read sheet music, you know, fluently or anything. So I'd like to play more piano this year. I also went and bought myself, off of Marketplace on Facebook, I bought an accordion, and I bought a Swedish instrument called Nyckelharpa, which is I'll put a picture up here because mine is, I haven't even opened the box, to be honest. I'm petrified. It's like a mix between a piano, like it has keys, but it also has strings like a violin and a whatever that is called. It sounds really cool, like ancient, you know, I don't know, like music. Let's see if, I don't know if I can put a clip in or something. I don't know what's allowed. Can I borrow a clip from someone? I don't know. I'll just put a link here. Really cool. So my goal is to open that box and attempt that. Nothing sounds worse than like a violin when you can't play, so my poor family. But I also want to play the accordion, and I have practiced it a little bit last year. Like it's been sitting now for, you know, probably a year. So I just quickly looked up a song now that I wanted to try and play just to start whatever I just learned. See if I can get this thing on. And there's so much happening. Like nothing sounds cooler than an accordion. Like honestly, I'm gonna put up a link here to my favorite song. It's done on the accordion. But I don't know, you can't play like sad music on an accordion. It's always like cheerful and happy. So I'd love to be fluent in accordion. Like so much going on though. Like this, you know, you have a piano here, which I can deal with the piano part. Buttons, I've never, you know, what other instruments have buttons like this? I don't know. And at the same time as you're doing these two things, you also have to open and close this thing to create sound. Because if I just push no, you know, this, like nothing happens. I gotta actually push this thing in and out. So anyways, here's the first of 500 million takes. Let's see if I can get this right. That's about as much as I can. I mean, I can play things here, like, I don't know, what do you want to play? I mean, I can pretty much figure out this side of the accordion, like... is that Despacito? Yeah, that is the favorite song that I was talking about. But yeah, I have, you know, a lot to learn here, and I'm super excited about that. It's hard because it's not like learning the piano or the guitar where there are billions of tutorials online. For the accordion, there aren't that many tutorials, and you know, they're also different. They don't all have the piano here. Some have buttons on both sides, some have like more rows of buttons than I have on mine. So it's a lot harder to learn, but it's definitely something that I want to do. Another thing, I want to learn, or I want to do another stop motion movie. Stop motion is basically when you take pictures and put them together into a movie. So I've done one in my life. I love watching them. I've done one that my son helped me do. I'll post it here. So that's what we did, and it took a decent amount of time and effort to do that, even though it's like 2 seconds long or whatever. But it was a lot of fun, and I've seen some cool stuff with Lego that I want to do. So my goal is to make at least one more stop motion movie this year. I need to do some more renovations at home. Our hallway is still just a disaster. We need to finish the floor, you know, do a lot of things there. So I'm excited to get that, because it kind of sucks when people come visit and like you're like, here, welcome into my home, and the first thing they see is like, you know, unfinished floors and stuff. So I want to get that done. And the last thing is gonna have to be travel. And I don't know, I mean, I'm not super optimistic about that happening this year either, to be honest. Like, I know they're, you know, here in Sweden they say that the general population, everyone that wants and can be vaccinated, will be done by June. But just because I'm vaccinated, my kids won't be because they're too little. And because I'm vaccinated doesn't mean I can just go travel. Because even if I can't get the virus, I can still like carry it on me, or So I don't know. I just want some kind of normalcy again. This past year, in March, our friends from Florida were supposed to come here and go skiing with us. And that's when all started. They couldn't come. They could have come, I think, but they might have gotten stuck here if they came. Like it was just when everything started. So that didn't happen. In the summer, the kids were supposed to go. My dad was supposed to come visit. He lives in Panama. He made it to Europe, but they got stuck in France in the pandemic. They were stuck there for 3 months, I think. Couldn't go back home. So we couldn't see him. My husband and the kids were supposed to go to Canada to visit their, grandparents. Couldn't go. Me and the kids were supposed to go to France to see my grandma for a week. Couldn't go. Then the whole family was supposed to go to France to see the whole extended family down there at Club Med, like on the East Coast. I was super looking forward to that. The kids too, because they have like, second cousins there and stuff. Couldn't go. Then in in October we were supposed to go to Florida to see our friends, and that was one of the conditions when we moved there. Like, we gotta make sure we stay in touch with our best friends, the kids' friends and everything. Could we go? No, we couldn't go. Our friends couldn't make it in March, so they were gonna come and spend Christmas with us. So we were so excited. Didn't happen. In February, we're supposed to go on a cruise, like this upcoming February. The kids, like their grandparents, were taking us on a cruise, like my husband's sister's family, us, and the grandparents, and everyone's been so excited. Like, they told us 1.5 years ago, which is, to my little, that's 1/4 of his life that he's been waiting for this cruise. Not happening, so it's like, rah. But even if we can't go abroad this summer, we're gonna go places. Like, I'll drive north to see the midnight sun. Like, I'm going. I don't care anymore. Last year, we were kind of deep into gaming addiction, like computer gaming. I'm gonna make a separate vlog about that sometime. But that was a great excuse to not do anything. We're like, it's Corona, we might as well just sit here and play computer games all summer. So, I make it sound and feel worse than it was. I have a lot of video footage of us being at the beach and stuff in the summer still. But we definitely could have, left, gone to places, because the summer wasn't really bad. But yeah, we're out of that habit now. So anyways, I'm gonna go practice the piano now for a bit. Then I'm gonna go up and edit the video, upload it to YouTube, and yeah, that's what I had for today. So thank you guys. I'll see you on Monday for weigh-in number 9. Bye!